In the last video, we talked about how iOS reuses cells in a table view in order to preserve memory. That's what it's doing when we call DQ reusable cell here, when we're displaying cells on screen in our table view. In this video, we're going to talk about how to connect information in a table view to the data rather than the view so that we don't end up with check marks or other attributes on cells where we don't mean for them to be there. So first, we need to add an attribute to our bird. Let's say confirmed sighting. This is going to be a Boolean, and we're going to set its default value to false. Good. So now, in our bird list view controller, where we implemented the method that selects a row at an index path, rather than setting the accessory type of the cell to a check mark, we are going to get the bird at that location. For this, we need to ensure that the bird cell knows which bird is inside it. Right now, when we DQ a reusable cell with an identifier, the bird cell doesn't know anything about the bird. It just sets text and description labels from the bird in this variable. So now we're going to go to the bird cell and we're going to add an attribute for a bird. Like so. Now, in the bird list view controller, what we'll do is we'll say cell dot bird equals current bird. And now the cell will know that there is a bird on it. Let's actually put this variable right below the outlets. Okay. So it might take it a second to catch up here with that. So then down here we have our cell, and we'll need to cast that to a bird cell in order to be able to get the bird out of it. So here we'll do if let cell equals self.tableview.self_row at index path as a bird cell. And then we will say cell dot bird dot confirmed sighting is true. So that will change the bird itself. Then we come up here to where we are setting information on the view, and we will add the check mark change to how we configure the cell to show the bird that's been placed inside of it. So here we'll do cell.accessory type equals current bird confirmed sighting. If true, check mark. Otherwise, none. This is called a ternary operator, and it's syntactic sugar for an if-else condition in Swift and a number of other programming languages. Let's take a look at what could be going on here. Bird cell has no member bird. Oh, do you see the problem? I've named my variable with a capital B instead of a little b. Now let's see if everything works. Almost. The value of the optional type bird must be unwrapped. So that is correct. We have an optional here for our bird. So what we're going to do is we're going to do what's called optional chaining. By adding that question mark, what I'm saying is if the bird is present, set the confirmed sighting to true. And if the bird is not there, then don't do anything. Throw out the rest of this line. Let's give it a run and see how it does. All right, so now if I click on Oriole, I don't get a check mark. Why is that? Well, there's one last step that we need to do that's easy to forget. So here's what it is. We change the attribute on the bird here in our selection method, and we change the way that the cell looks based on that change to the data when we display the cell on screen. But at the moment that we have tapped the cell, it is already displayed on screen. This method has run, but this method has not. And so we need to go ahead and change the way the view looks relative to how the data looks inside of the selection as well. So what we'll do is we'll copy this on line 485 and we will paste it on line 57 inside of our did select row at index path method. We'll want to change this to the cell bird confirmed sighting. So our accessory type is going to be a check mark if the bird has been confirmed to be sighted, or none if it hasn't. And finally, we have an error that the value of an optional type bird has to be unwrapped before we can refer to confirmed sighting. And so we'll do optional chaining one more time, just like we did before. Value of optional type Boolean must be unwrapped. Oh, it's saying that confirmed sighting is also optional because it is an attribute of bird, which is optional itself. So let's try force unwrapping that for now. Remember, force unwrapping makes us responsible for ensuring that the bird is there. So let's try our app now. So we have a check mark on our first cell, and we should have no more check marks as we scroll down.